On this dry stubble field, the grim reaper rises, an easy meal. From above, a cuckoo plummets like a meteor. It lands, wings spread wide, shielding the nest. The cobra strikes. A lightning-fast backward leap leaves the snake biting only dust. The battle begins. This is no contest of brute strength. This is a dance of millimeters. The serpent compresses its body and unleashes a barrage of lightning-fast, deadly strikes aimed right at the bird's chest. Avian warrior employs a flawless defensive masterclass. It never stands still. With its wings half open for perfect balance, the cuckoo circles its enemy. Whenever the cobra lunges, the cuckoo springs backward or sidesteps with incredible precision. It even leaps high into the air, soaring right over the hissing head. But the bird doesn't just defend. Every time the venomous machine recoils from a missed strike, the cuckoo's sharp beak instantly hammers the back of the snake's neck. The audacity reaches its peak. The bird jumps completely onto the enemy's back. Giant plumes of dust explode across the field. Confusion begins to cloud the cold-blooded killer's mind. Venom is a terrifying weapon, but it is utterly useless if it cannot touch its target. The cobra has wasted too much energy on empty air, striking at shadows. Sensing the heavy breathing of its enemy, the cuckoo actively tightens the noose. Slipping into the blind spot, the bird delivers brutal pecks, violently yanking the serpent's tail backward. The cobra is furious. It snaps back in a desperate attempt to retaliate, but the lethal power is gone. The proud hood deflates. Its speed is now pitifully slow. The cold-blooded hunter realizes a terrifying truth. It is no longer the master of this deadly game. The predator has been completely outplayed by the protector. The great hunter now presses its head into the mud, desperately seeking a way to escape. But there is no mercy for an intruder with murderous intent. The primal instinct of a serpent slayer awakens. Launching into the air, the cuckoo rains down a barrage of thunderous strikes straight into the cobra's skull. It pecks. It tears. It thrashes the snake with pure fury. The avian warrior repeatedly bites into the serpent's midsection, violently whipping it around, systematically breaking the reptile's entire skeletal and muscular structure. The giant snake is now nothing more than a limp ribbon, curling up to endure the beating in absolute despair. The tables have turned. The hunter has now become the prey, trapped in a nightmare. The battle is essentially over, but to ensure absolute safety, the sentence must be carried out to the bitter end. Standing tall over its defeated enemy, the bird delivers cold, calculated strikes straight into the skull, completely neutralizing the venomous threat. Then comes the final execution. The steel-like beak clamps tightly around the enemy's neck. The cuckoo lifts the limp body high into the air. The scythe of death has been shattered. The mass of muscle that once threatened slaughter is now casually discarded onto the stubble field like a piece of lifeless trash. The threat to the nest is permanently erased. Leaving the bloody battlefield behind, the avian warrior rushes back toward the grass. The exact moment it sees those tiny beaks reaching up for food, the bloodshot eyes filled with killing intent suddenly soften into boundless tenderness. The wild always operates on a brutal rule. The weak feed the strong. But today, life does not belong to the deadliest venom. It belongs to the one with the fiercest will to protect. In the unforgiving theater of the wild, every encounter is a high-stakes transaction. Survival is never free. It is bought with endurance, blood, and split-second decisions forged in the crucible of absolute terror. When the cobra and the cuckoo clashed on that sun-baked field, they were not just fighting a physical battle. They were trapped in a psychological chess match where the currency was life itself, and the price of a single mistake was absolute erasure. Consider the cobra. For the venomous predator, the initial decision seemed simple, an opportunistic strike for an easy meal. But as the avian defense stiffened, the pressure mounted, forcing the serpent into a lethal gamble. A cobra's strike is an explosive release of kinetic energy, taxing its muscular reserves with every lunge. Furthermore, producing and injecting venom is biologically expensive. Under the relentless barrage of the bird's evasion, the snake faced a critical crossroads. Should it retreat and conserve its fading strength, or commit entirely to the kill? Predatory instinct, and perhaps a biological arrogance, pushed it forward, blinding it to the shifting momentum. The price for this miscalculation was catastrophic. By the time the cold-blooded hunter realized it was severely outmatched, its energy reserves were completely bankrupt. The heavy toll of underestimating an opponent cost the serpent not just its pride, but its very existence. It paid the ultimate price for a meal it could never claim. On the other side of the battlefield, the kukul operated under a completely different, infinitely heavier kind of pressure. For the avian defender, there was absolutely no option to retreat. Behind it lay the fragile lives of its offspring. If the bird fled, its legacy would be swallowed whole. This absolute lack of a fallback plan forced the bird into a state of hyper-arousal, operating on the razor-thin edge of its physical limits. Every dodge, every leap, and every counterattack required a flawless calculation of distance and timing. A fraction of a second too slow, or a single millimeter too close, would mean a lethal injection of neurotoxins. The psychological burden of this reality is incomprehensible. The kukul was fighting with a heart rate likely pushing past its biological maximum, its muscles screaming for oxygen, its mind hyper-focused on the lethal fangs of its enemy. The price it paid was unseen but profound. Massive cellular exhaustion, the searing burn of adrenaline, and the haunting trauma of brushing against death over and over again. Yet, fueled by an evolutionary mandate to protect the next generation, it accepted this agonizing cost without a moment of hesitation. This brutal encounter strips away the romanticized illusions of the natural world, revealing its core philosophy. Nature is a strict, uncompromising accountant. In the wild, there are no unearned victories, and absolutely no entity is invincible. The savanna does not care about the lethal reputation of a hooded cobra, nor does it pity the desperate struggle of a defending parent. It merely sets the stage and demands a toll. The true essence of survival lies in the willingness to endure the unimaginable. It is a profound testament to the fact that when pushed to the absolute brink, the sheer willpower to protect can override even the most perfectly evolved biological weapons. The wild is a realm of profound tragedy and breathtaking triumph, inextricably linked.